Hey guys, we're going to do day 7 math, comparing money raised. A, Helen raised $12 for the food bank last year, and she raised 6 times as much money this year. And how much money did she raise this year? Notice a key phrase here, times as much, similar to yesterday's activity, 10 times more, 10 times as much. So 6 times, the keyword times is going to tell you that you're multiplying, so you need to multiply the numbers in this problem. B, Sandra raised $15 for the PTA and Nita raised $45. How many times as much money did Nita raise as compared to Sandra? So they are not giving you a number here to multiply by. They're wondering how much more did Nita raise, and not subtraction. It's how many times as much. So if they're not giving you the number, you need to do the opposite of times, which would be division. C, Lewis raised $45 for the animal shelter, which was 3 times as much money as Anthony raised. How much money did Anthony raise? So here they're telling you that he raised 3 times as much as Anthony, which means he raised more than Anthony. You're not going to multiply 3 times 45. You're going to divide so that you can figure out how much Anthony got. Okay, day 7 math. Multiply using the area model. Anne's mom buys 2 helmets. Each helmet costs $24. How much does she spend on helmets? And they've given you an example here. This is just like the partial products box that we usually use. I know that you're used to seeing it with the 4 boxes, but that's because we do this when we're multiplying 2-digit by 2-digit. But here you'll notice you're only multiplying a 1-digit times a 2-digit. And so they broke apart this number and they didn't break apart the 1-digit number. And so then you put them in the box, you multiply, and then you add your answers. So that's the same thing that you're doing for the next 3 problems. They set it up for you here, and then you need to put the numbers inside the boxes here. Okay. And the next page. You're doing traditional standard algorithm here for multiplication. So remember, when you're multiplying, you're going to multiply the 2 numbers in the ones column, 4 times 2, and put that answer in the first box. And then you're going to go diagonal and multiply the number in the tens place on the top and times the ones place on the bottom. So 4 times 2, which will give you 88. And then you're going to do the same thing for these 2. Here, it doesn't give you those boxes. It has them set up horizontally. You can set them back up vertically. You can also use this method and do the boxes again. That is also fine to do here. Whatever makes you comfortable to solve the problem. So I will just do one really quick if you want to do the box for 41 times 2. Remember, the 2 is not going to be broken apart because it's only 1 digit. So I'm only going to do 1 box going across. So I'm going to put 2 here. And then I'm breaking up 41 as 40 and a 1. And then I'm going to plant those in the box. So this is going to be 2 times 40, which gives me 80. And 2 times 1, which gives me 2. And then I add up my products, which gives me 82. So you can do that as well for 8, 9, and 10. And then same thing down here. Don't let the letters confuse you. It's just asking what the answer is of 41 times 2, 12 times 3. It's the same thing as the problems that were up here. Okay, now the next page. This is, again, a familiar page for you. They're giving you 2-digit by 2-digit though now. And so for this one, you could do the partial products box with the 4. And break apart 18 and 30. 18 breaks apart into 10 plus 8. And then 30 breaks apart with 3, or it's just 30. Okay, and then draw a picture. So again, you can draw 18 people with 30 pieces of candy or 18 bags of 30 apples in each. You can do standard algorithm here to multiply and then write a word problem here to show that you could solve the problem that way. All right, guys, that is all.